Josh Begutt here with JTV Sports. Here at Media Days with head coach Joe Williamson of the Hillsdale Hornets. Coach, entering your second season as head coach, fourth year in the program overall, coming off of a really tough 0-9 season last year. Can you just talk about really what being a head coach for a full season has allowed you to do in your offseason preparing for this year?
The biggest thing is you get to see the program in its entirety. As an assistant coach, you don't see that. So we've spent a lot of time on trying to identify where we have to get better. At all levels. So, whether it's addressing recreational football, our middle school program, and again, just from our high school and kind of the culture of our high school athletics right now is something we've spent a lot of time this offseason trying to get better at, trying to develop leaders. We sent a lot of our kids to our leadership conference this summer, or this winter, that to carry into our summer program here that I think has really benefited us, and we've got a lot of things going in the right direction that I'm very happy to see.
One of the things you told us that you have really focused on this year is leadership and culture. What does that mean for you at Hillsdale?
Culture is one of those things. It comes down a lot of times to, I think every kid knows what the right thing to do is. I'm supposed to be at lifting. I'm supposed to be at this 7-on-7. So it comes down to what you're permitting and letting those kids slide by on. So trying to eliminate a lot of that riffraff of, hey, if you don't show up, there's a consequence to that, because these kids are. So they're the ones that are going to get that first crack to play. So I think that was a big part of what we wanted to do, is make sure that there was some accountability for our players. And then from a leadership standpoint, it's just that ability to bring others along with you. It's great that you're doing the right thing, but you've allowed 10 others to not do the right thing. So how about we bring those 10 others with us? And if we can spread that burden, not just having one guy lead, but having other guys feel comfortable and stepping up and being able to address their teammates and peers in a respectful way of, hey, if this is what you want to be, this is the way we're rowing this boat. If you don't want to row on this boat with us, you can get off this boat and don't be dead weight for us. So I think just giving them opportunities to be leaders and to take some ownership of our football team is a great thing from a man development standpoint, as well as being a football player.
Coach, on the offensive side, you returned 5 starters from last year, only 1 on your offensive line. But really what you bring back is a lot of speed in your skill positions. Can you just talk about your expectations from an offensive standpoint this season?
Yeah, we're hoping to have a lot of fun out there, making teams play the whole width of the field as well as the length of the field. Our skill guys have put in a lot of work throwing in the off season, and again, that goes back to my quarterback stepping up, being a leader, organizing a lot of these things. A lot of the guys that are in our leadership council are these skilled guys, because they've been willing to put that time in, and I think they're very excited to have an opportunity this year to make some plays. We had a lot of times last year where we just didn't make the play when it was there, and so a couple guys now are seniors this year, and there's just something different about when you become a senior. The game kind of slows down a lot, and you kind of know it's your last run. And so just to see their elevations, the plays they're making just in summer has been a real treat to see. So we're kind of excited to see Thaden Welch and what Ashton Thornsberry can do, as well as guys like Caden Sorrell and Laredo Ruffin. And Cam Arnold's going to be an explosive back for us, and we will have a very young offensive line, but they're very athletic and they're very coachable and they're very hungry for some success. So it's going to be fun to see them grow and develop these next few years. It might be a short-term pain, but I think it's going to be a long-term gain by the experience they're going to get playing in this this conference and the competition that we're going to have.
And 4 returners on defense. Again, not a lot of size coming back, but you have great speed on the outside. Can you just talk about your expectations for defense in a conference where you have to play great defense to win ball games?
Right. It's, if I really boil it down to, like, when I watch Hudson's success, Clinton's success over the years, Ida's success. But, you look at Onstead, you look at the other team, just that fundamentally sound football that we have to play. You've got to be able to take blocks on. You've got to be able to shed blocks and make plays. And that's kind of been our biggest focus on defense this year. We want to keep things simple, let our kids play fast and aggressive football. And if we can get teams playing east and west, we feel that's going to fit into our advantage because of the team speed that we have.
Coach, your week 1 opponent, Jonesville, is no stranger to Hillsdale. Great rivalry there at the school. And even more so last year, a 1-point ball game where you guys fell on the wrong side of that. Just what does this rivalry mean for the school, but then also the importance of that game, week 1, to really try to get this season going?
Right, I think having a great local rivalry like that. We had one in my high school back in Ohio, and I know how pumped up that game always was for both teams. And it's one of those games that can make your season go one way or the other a lot of times, just from the emotional piece of that part. It's going to be a great opportunity for our players to get that 0-9 taste out of their mouth, and we know Jonesville's just as hungry to play us, at their field and keep that jug. And so it's a great thing, I think, for both communities, and I can't think of a better way to get off-season motivation than to have a game like that in that first game of the year. And our kids have really embraced this off-season, trying to get themselves ready for that football game.
Coach, let's step off the football field, get to know you personally a little bit better. What's been your most memorable moment of the summer thus far?
Oof. Every early July, we take my family up in Tawas, Michigan, and just have a nice, relaxing weekend. And then actually yesterday, we took my youngest, or all my kids, but it was my youngest son's last birthday present. That Dude Perfect had a concert up in Grand Rapids, so we went up there and just kind of had a nice, relaxing a day up there with them. But for me, summer, if I'm not at football, it's heavy family time for me. Being a dad, it's the greatest thing in the world. And watching my kids, my youngest is going to be he's 8, and he loves going to the weight room with me. We actually have had a pretty good middle school turnout this year in our weight room. I kind of make a separate kind of plan for them, and he's kind of been jumping in with those types of things. So just kind of seeing my kids grow up now, and they're heavily involved with what we did this summer. Been a great treat. So I kind of get family time at football as well. My son will be a freshman this year in high school, and he'll be playing. And my daughter's been at Hornet Power with us for the last 3 or 4 years and has a blast there. So family time at work, and then family time when we go home and just kind of enjoy ourselves there. Watch movies.
Love that. Head coach Joe Williamson of the Hillsdale Hornets. They're going to start week 1 against Jonesville, and then we'll start LCAA play against Blissfield week 2. Coach, best of luck this year.
All right, thank you.